Have you ever paused mid-step and wondered, why do my legs feel heavier than they used to? You eat right, you try to stay active, and you do your best to live well. But now, something as simple as rising from a chair or walking up the stairs feels like a slow climb, not just of steps, but of time. Most people chalk it up to just getting older. But what if the real reason isn't your age, but something sitting quietly on your plate? Something you thought was helping you could actually be quietly working against you. Across America, many folks over 60 are unknowingly eating fruits that, while once harmless or even helpful, may now be draining their strength day by day. These everyday choices could be the very reason your joints ache, your muscles feel weaker, and your balance isn't what it used to be. Today, I want to gently walk you through 7 common fruits that may be undermining your legs. Hack your mobility and your freedom. And if you haven't already, take a second to subscribe and turn on the bell, because this channel is here to support you and your loved ones with honest, senior-focused health tips. If this video speaks to you, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if not, type 0 and tell me how we can serve you better. 1. Pineapple, the quiet offender in disguise. Have you ever reached for a slice of pineapple, thinking you were doing something good for your body, maybe even giving your joints a natural boost? You've likely heard it praised for its anti-inflammatory power, especially something called bromelain. It sounds healthy, and years ago, maybe it was. But now, after 60, things change, and that sweet golden fruit might not be as friendly as it seems. The truth is, pineapple could be quietly working against you, especially where it matters most: your legs, your strength, and your independence. As we age, our joints become more sensitive, our blood vessels more fragile, and our systems a little slower to recover. What used to nourish us in our younger days may now cause more harm than healing. Pineapple, full of sharp natural acids and quick-burning sugars, can spark tiny, invisible damage under the surface. You see, while pineapple tastes light and refreshing, it can send your blood sugar soaring, flooding your system, then crashing it down. Those spikes strain the tiny blood vessels in your legs, cutting off the oxygen your muscles depend on. And that's when your legs start to feel heavier, slower, more tired. And it doesn't end there. Its acidity can aggravate stiff knees or sore ankles, especially if you're already living with arthritis. That ache you feel after meals? That burn in your joints? You might not think twice about it, but your body does. And if you're on blood thinners or heart medications, bromelain can quietly interfere, throwing your balance off, sometimes dangerously so. The scariest part? You won't feel it all at once. But slowly, over months or years, that one fruit, trusted familiar, can begin to chip away at your strength. The walk to the mailbox feels longer. Getting up from your favorite chair feels harder. And your balance? A little less steady. Sometimes it's not the obvious dangers, but the quiet ones we never questioned that hold us back the most. And pineapple is just the beginning. Because the next fruit, it's even more common. It's probably in your kitchen right now. And for years, you were told it helps your muscles. Ready to find out what it is? If you're still with me, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're watching and learning right alongside me. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2, bananas, the sugar trap dressed as a health food. For most of your life, bananas were a go-to. Easy to grab, packed with potassium, praised on TV and by doctors as the perfect fuel. We were told they stop muscle cramps, give us energy, and help us recover. And maybe in your younger years, they did. But now, after 60, your body speaks a different language, and bananas may no longer be the friend you think they are. In fact, they could be one of the most silent and sneaky things pulling down your leg strength day by day. The problem lies in how fast they break down in your body. Bananas are loaded with natural sugar and fast-burning carbs. The moment you eat one, your blood sugar spikes, giving you a short burst of energy. But what follows is where the real trouble begins. Your body responds with a flood of insulin. And if your metabolism has slowed, or if you're managing prediabetes, like many seniors are, this roller coaster leads to chronic inflammation and deep, lingering fatigue. You might feel it in your legs after meals, heaviness, stiffness, or that sluggish, dragging sensation. But that's not all. Bananas can also trigger fluid retention, especially in your feet and ankles. Ever felt that strange puffiness after sitting too long? That swelling that doesn't quite go away? It could be that healthy snack doing more harm than good. And for folks with heart conditions, the combination of extra potassium and fluid buildup adds another layer of risk, disrupting circulation and making your joints feel even more worn down. You won't feel it after one banana. That's what makes it so dangerous. It's the daily habit, the trust, the repetition over time that slowly drains your strength from the inside out. And perhaps the hardest truth of all, you truly believed it was helping you. That's what makes this so personal. Now, picture something even smaller than a banana, something you can eat by the handful, something you've always thought of as a smart, easy snack. But in reality, it might be feeding the very pain in your legs and toes at night. Want to know what it is? Let's take a closer look. Number 3, grapes, the tiny fruit that may be quietly betraying your legs. They look innocent enough, don't they? Soft, sweet, easy to grab by the handful. Grapes have always had a good reputation, packed with antioxidants, good for the heart, and naturally sweet without being junk. But for those of us over 60, especially if your knees ache or your balance isn't what it used to be, these little fruits may not be as harmless as they seem. The real issue? Fructose, a type of sugar that grapes are packed with. And here's the catch. Fructose isn't processed the same way as other sugars. It gets handled almost entirely by your liver. And when too much builds up, as it often does when you snack on grapes without thinking, it gets stored as fat and uric acid. And that's where trouble knocks on your joints. That uric acid doesn't just disappear. It creeps into your knees, your ankles, your toes, causing stiffness, swelling, and that deep burning pain that wakes you up at night. The soreness in your calves after a short walk? The swelling that lingers in your lower legs? Grapes might be the quiet culprit you never suspected. And because they're bite-sized and feel light, they're easy to overeat. A handful becomes 2, then 3. Before you know it, you've taken in more sugar than a slice of cake, without even realizing it. And this isn't just about your joints. That excess sugar fuels a low, constant flame of inflammation throughout your whole body. It slows healing, drains your energy, and weakens your legs little by little, day after day. The worst part? Most seniors think of grapes as a safe snack. That's the deception. Under that soft skin is a slow-acting force that may be holding you back from moving freely, walking without pain, or standing strong. And if something as tiny as a grape can cause that much disruption, imagine what happens when you eat a fruit that's nearly all water, but hits your bloodstream like pure sugar. Curious? You should be. Because next up is a fruit most people turn to when they want to stay hydrated. But for your legs, it might be quietly drying up your strength. If you're still with me, leave a 1 in the comments so I know you're here. And let's keep going with point number 4. Number 4, watermelon. The feel-good fruit that may be quietly wearing down your legs. Just the thought of it brings back warm memories, doesn't it? A slice of watermelon on a summer porch. Laughing grandkids, backyard cookouts, that sweet, juicy bite on a hot day. It feels like the safest treat, low in calories, mostly water, easy on the stomach. For many seniors, it's practically comfort food. But here's the hard truth. That same fruit may be gently, silently draining your strength. You see, watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it turns into sugar in your bloodstream almost instantly. And while it tastes light and clean, your body reacts the same way it would to candy, spiking your blood sugar, then crashing it down. For older adults, especially those dealing with slower metabolisms or borderline insulin resistance, that sugar rush isn't just a temporary energy dip. It's a recipe for full-body inflammation. And your legs often take the brunt of it. Circulation to the lower body is already slower with age, and watermelon quietly fuels the very conditions that make walking, climbing, and standing harder than they used to be. You might feel it in subtle ways. Knees that feel stiff after resting, ankles that swell after dinner, calves that feel heavy halfway through the day. And all the while, you believe you're doing something good, staying hydrated, eating clean. But your muscles may not be getting the oxygen they need. Instead of fueling your strength, watermelon could be quietly depleting it. And like grapes, it's just too easy to overeat. One slice feels refreshing, so why not another? It doesn't feel heavy, but your body still sees the sugar, still floods with insulin, and still pays the price. That's the cruel twist. The fruit that feels like pure water behaves like pure sugar, and it doesn't lift your legs, it quietly exhausts them. But if even watermelon, a symbol of summer joy, can do this, imagine the impact of another fruit, one you've trusted for decades, a fruit that shows up at every breakfast table, in every morning juice, one that claims to support immunity, but may actually be worsening your joint pain day by day. Let's take a closer look. Number 5, oranges, the cheerful fruit with a not-so-cheerful secret. For decades, oranges have been a symbol of health. A glass of orange juice at breakfast, a slice tucked into your lunchbox, it's part of the rhythm of daily life for so many older Americans. Packed with vitamin C, praised for boosting immunity, oranges are one of the last foods you'd ever question. But for aging bodies, the truth is far more complicated and quietly concerning. Behind their bright color and sunny flavor lies something most people never suspect, a powerful dose of citric acid. And as we age, our joints, already worn and more sensitive, don't respond kindly to acid. The cartilage that once cushioned your knees and hips is thinner now. The tissue's more delicate. That morning stiffness in your knees, that dull ache in your lower back after sitting a while, it may not just be age. It might be the orange juice on your table. The problem doesn't stop at acidity. Oranges also carry natural sugars, especially when juiced or eaten without other foods. For seniors, this 1-2 punch of acid and sugar is a perfect storm for inflammation. It can lead to swelling in the legs, fatigue in your muscles, and that slow, creeping sense that your strength is slipping away, even when you're doing everything right. And here's what makes it so tricky. It doesn't feel dramatic. It's quiet. You sip your morning juice thinking you're supporting your health, when in truth, your joints may be quietly paying the price. That's what's so unsettling. The fruit you've trusted since childhood might no longer be helping you. It might be slowly holding you back. And if even oranges, so widely celebrated, can cause this kind of strain, what might be hiding in a fruit that seems even cleaner, even safer? One that tastes tart, looks wholesome, and maybe even sits by your bedside. Let's talk about that next. Number 6, green apples, the crisp snack that may be doing more harm than good. They're often seen as the smart choice, right? Tart instead of sweet. Fewer sugars than red apples. Easy on the waistline, gentle on digestion, or so we thought. For many seniors looking to cut back on sweets, green apples seem like the ideal snack. But beneath that refreshing crunch lies a truth that most people don't discover until their joints begin to speak up, and their legs start to feel heavier than they used to. What gives green apples their signature sharp bite is malic acid, a natural compound that younger bodies handle just fine. But as we age, everything from our gut lining to our joints becomes more fragile. Our ability to handle acids goes down, and that means a simple green apple can quietly aggravate your system, fueling stiffness in your knees, tension in your calves, and those restless, cramping legs that keep you up at night. Most folks don't connect the dots. They chalk it up to aging. But the real cause could be sitting right in their fruit bowl. And while green apples may not taste sugary, they still carry natural sugars. When eaten alone, especially on an empty stomach or before bedtime, those sugars sneak into your bloodstream, causing repeated little sugar spikes. If your insulin response has slowed with age, as it often does, that's enough to leave you waking up with stiff legs and feeling wiped out by lunchtime. That morning stiffness, that late-day heaviness in your thighs. It may not be age catching up to you. It might be your body quietly saying, "This isn't working for me anymore." The truth is, even small, well-intentioned choices, when repeated daily, can gradually wear down your strength and comfort, especially when they come from foods that seem safe, that carry the illusion of health. And if a tart little green apple can cause this much wear and tear, imagine the impact of a fruit that's rich, soft, and sweet enough to be called nature's dessert. It's one of the most beloved tropical treats. And up next, it may just be the most dangerous of them all. Let's talk about it. Number 7, mango, the golden fruit that feels like a gift, but might be quietly stealing from you. There's no denying it. Mangoes are loved by nearly everyone. Their rich color, soft texture, and sweet tropical scent bring back memories of summer, of family, of carefree indulgence. For many seniors, a slice of mango feels like a healthy treat, a reward that's natural, so it must be good. But here's the part no one talks about. That beautiful fruit may be doing more damage than you ever imagined. What makes mangoes so risky, especially after age 60, is their shockingly high sugar content. And yes, it's natural sugar, but your body doesn't care where it comes from. Whether it's a mango or a slice of pie, sugar hits your system the same way. And for aging bodies with slower metabolisms or blood sugar sensitivities, that hit can be hard. One mango can send your blood sugar soaring, followed by a crash that drains your energy and fuels inflammation deep inside your muscles and joints. And where does that inflammation show up first? In the legs, the very part of you that carries your freedom. The signs build slowly: burning toes that keep you up at night, ankles that swell after just a short walk, a dull tightness in your knees, thighs that feel like sandbags by afternoon. If you're living with prediabetes or nerve issues, the sugar from mangoes can even worsen tingling, numbness, and delayed healing in your lower limbs. The danger is in how innocent it all feels. Mangoes taste light and feel healthy, so you don't think twice. You don't feel guilty. You don't stop at one. And because it's just fruit, you never suspect it could be the reason your legs feel weaker day by day. But here's the truth. Even the most beautiful fruit can quietly betray your body. Now, the good news is just as powerful. The right fruits, the ones lower in sugar, rich in healing compounds, can help rebuild your strength, ease pain, and support the very muscles and joints that carry you through life. So what should you eat instead? Let's explore the fruits that truly nourish aging legs and protect the freedom you've worked so hard to keep. So after all this, you might be wondering, if those fruits can wear down my strength, what can I eat instead? That's a wise question, and it's exactly where hope begins. Because not all fruit is harmful. In fact, some are your body's best allies, gentle, nourishing, and truly healing. When chosen with care, the right fruits don't just feed you. They support your independence, ease the strain in your joints, and give your legs the strength to carry you through every season of life. Let's start with berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These little powerhouses are nature's true protectors. They're low in sugar, but rich in antioxidants that fight off inflammation and boost circulation, especially in your legs and feet, where blood flow often weakens with age. Unlike sweeter fruits, berries help keep your blood sugar stable, so you don't crash and burn halfway through the day. And then there are cherries, just a small handful now and then can lower uric acid, the very thing that triggers joint pain and gout. That burning in your toes, that dull ache in your knees. A few cherries can offer gentle relief you'll feel in your walk. One fruit that often surprises people is the avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and one of the best for you. Full of healthy fats, it calms inflammation, gives you steady energy, and helps cushion your joints from within. You'll notice the difference, not in your stomach, but in how you move. Papaya and pears also deserve a spot on your plate. They're soft on digestion, kind to your circulation, and won't send your blood sugar swinging. These fruits don't just fill you, they fuel you in all the right ways. When you choose wisely, fruit becomes more than just food. It becomes part of your healing, a partner in your journey to steadier balance, stronger legs, and brighter mornings. And remember, getting stronger doesn't start with pushing harder. It starts with making better choices. And by being here, listening, and learning, you've already taken the first step. Conclusion. A personal word to those who still want to walk strong. If you've stayed with me this far, let me tell you something straight from the heart. You're not here for gimmicks or quick fixes. You're here because you care about your health, your freedom, your ability to live life on your own terms. That tells me a lot about who you are. You're someone who still believes in their strength. And friend, you should. I've lived through more decades than most. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Aging is not your enemy. Complacency is. The real danger isn't time. It's the small choices we stop noticing, the habits we never question, the foods we trust without knowing the full story. No one told us that something as innocent as a fruit could slowly drain our power. But now, you know. And that knowledge is the beginning of something better. Because every bite matters. Every choice counts. Every meal is a chance to protect your strength, your steps, your life. And here's a truth many forget. You're still in charge. You still get to decide what goes on your plate, what moves you forward, what keeps you steady. You're not defined by your age. You're guided by your wisdom. You are the keeper of your health, the protector of your independence. So make this change, not out of fear, but out of love. Love for your future. Love for those who rely on you. Love for the simple joy of getting up without pain, walking without worry, and living fully. Your legs carry more than your weight. They carry your purpose, your memories, your connection to the world around you. So feed them with care. The body listens. Always. Maybe not right away, but always. So choose foods that speak healing. Choose movement over stillness. Choose awareness over habit. And above all, remember, it's never too late to walk stronger. If any part of this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear it. Share one thing you've learned or plan to change down in the comments. Let's lift each other up on this path to better health. And if you found this video helpful, type 1 below. If not, type 0. Your feedback matters deeply. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest, heart-centered health content made just for you. Thanks for watching, and here's to living life fully and on your own terms.